Last month, our business did 101K. This is basically the traffic breakdown that we had. The only social media sources that even were able to like become buyers to begin with were from my Reels and from my YouTube. I'm pretty sure last month, I probably did around 6 million views. And then on YouTube, whatever you add up these three is, we probably did around 50K views last month. We turned 6 million views on Reels and 50K views on Instagram into 100K. I really want to break down the system that we did that. I honestly think this system is not that optimized, but I want to break down the system anyways. Even if you guys are a beginner to online business, the way a funnel works for all of you guys beginners, basically there's 3 steps. The words that I'm going to use today are traffic, nurture, and product awareness. And then lastly, there's the sale, which is like the last step. And that's when somebody buys. Most people, when they think of internet marketing and like making money online, they usually think of these two. Oh, I need to get a lot of views and I need to get a lot of sales. It's like very rudimentary understanding of it. Oh, as long as I get a lot of views, I can get lots of money and sales. And the truth is just like very far from that. And I know this because I had an account on TikTok with over 900,000 followers. And yes, it's a completely different audience from what I was selling. But when I first tried to launch like a course to them, bro, I got 2 sales. I made like $500 from 900,000 followers, on average 1 million views a video. So I got a ton of traffic and 0 sales. So when I say like these steps matter, this is why certain creators can get way less views than others and still make way more sales. And that's what I'm very proud of in this system. And I want to shout out to my team as well, my sales team and Justin back in operations, because they made this system possible. Okay, so I didn't do this alone. I do want to highlight for people who want to reach like 100K months. Yes, you can try to do it alone. It's just like significantly harder to do that way. And I honestly just think it's less fun. Here are the 2 steps that nobody ever really talks about online, unless you are an advanced like funnel person. But I'm going to explain it to you guys anyways, for those of you guys who are advanced and who want to learn like what the fuck even is a funnel. Okay, step 2, after you get traffic, after you get views, is you need a nurture sequence. This is when people say like give free value. The reason why they say give free value is because nobody's gonna see your face and then be like, you know what, today's a really great day to pay this guy money. Like, no, okay, even if they see the product up front, like they need to somewhat become aware. And this process, mind you, it can happen pretty quickly. Somebody can go from not knowing who you are, seeing your face for the first time, and buying from you in like a day. That happens. That actually happens like very often. It doesn't matter how long it usually takes, but you need them regardless. You see those people who like make shit ton of money from their personal brands by selling something. It's usually because they have nurture. Like, so big names like TJR, Santa Cruz Medicinals, Brez Scales, Iman Ghazi, Hormozi, they all have these kind of systems in place to break down our nurture sequence. Basically, the goal of nurture is to give value through your content. And the reason why is because you want to build trust. You can't just like dance with the pants online and then suddenly like wake up with like $1 million. Like they need to be able to trust that you actually know what you're talking about, so they can associate the trust that they have to you and the value that you've provided them to the products that you can sell as well. So the nurture sequences that we have, one of them is this free class that I'm doing right now. Okay, and the way that I've structured these free classes, this is like getting kind of really super meta, because you are literally like, you are in the funnel, like you are the method right now, bro, low key. Okay, even if you're watching this on YouTube, like you are part of the method. And I know that sounds like really fucking meta and weird and like silly, but I want to explain actually like the thought behind it. For any of you guys who have like resistance towards actually like becoming online marketers or online business people, it's like, wait, that sounds like really weird and like I don't like selling. Like, I'll explain why that's probably some product of like a limiting belief in your mindset, because that's a limiting belief I had to conquer. I used to hate the idea of selling online, and I realized it was a people-pleasing tendency, because when you actually have something worth selling, you do want to promote it. So this is one of those things. It's a free class where I give value. Now, I'm not going to be like, like at the end of this, you're going to be subtly manipulated into buying. Like, I do want to note that everybody has the option to just like never progress from one step to the other. So somebody who's watching the free class or somebody who's watching the YouTube video can just be like, actually, I just want to stay here. I just want to stay within the YouTube viewership. So 46K of these people, maybe only like 200 of them even considered, let me actually like think about going the next step into his funnel. Other than that, they mostly just stay here. And that's okay. Okay, that's fine. That's not like a big deal. But you still need these sequences in place regardless. Next step, after they see like one of my pieces of content, is sometimes they'll see my Instagram story, or they'll comment like, yeah, on one of my videos, or comment viewer, or comment class. And then they will be directed towards either my free class, or they will be directed towards this one page, okay? Now, what this one website page is called a landing page. And your goal as a internet marketer is basically to direct as much traffic as possible towards that one thing that sort of transitions your viewer from just a viewer to an actual buyer. And the difference between a viewer and a buyer, right? I'm gonna draw two people here. Let's say like a viewer in red, and then we have like buyer in green. Like what actually separates like A from B, the viewer versus the buyer? Realistically, it's that one middle step, and it's called like product awareness. And the way that you build product awareness is through a few things. You can do it in a free class, or you can do it in a website, or you can do it in a video sales letter. That's realistically like the 3 ways you should do it. There's like no other ways that you should make your viewers aware of your product. You could even do it in your YouTube video. Like some people make YouTube videos that introduce and make your viewers product aware. I don't think you should make your viewers product aware in your reels. I don't think that actually works that well. You could talk about how much of a product that you're selling, but realistically, you're just gonna sound salesy. For those of you guys who actually do make like Instagram reels, you don't wanna just like stay in Instagram reels and just try to sell always through your Instagram reels. Like I think that's like, you need at least one middle step, and that's usually a website or a landing page. Okay, so I'll show you guys my website and landing page. It's basically, if you look in the description of this YouTube video, you can find it too. It's basically this, and it's a very simple video. These are the 4 stages you will go through starting. It walks through some free value as well, because you need some transitionary step. You can't just be like, hey, here's what happens when you buy Content Academy. Like that sounds really abrupt. You want to frame it like free value as well, and then only introduce the product as an extension to the free value. You need this transitionary step in the middle to introduce them and take them from free value into an actual like offer aware or product aware person. And at this point, that doesn't mean they're a buyer. That just means they're like capable of buying. And then they can book a call with one of our onboarding specialists to join Content Academy. So you guys can do this too, right? And basically all this website is supposed to do is introduce you to the idea of the offer and the product, and potentially book the customer into a call. And that's the whole goal of a marketing funnel, is to basically take them from the viewer into a buyer. So there's maybe gonna be like 100x the amount of viewers, or 1,000x the amount of viewers, or 10,000x the amount of viewers that you have versus buyers. That's just natural, because not everybody wants to be a buyer of your thing, okay? Like eventually maybe they will be, but at the end of the day, like that's not what people go on social media to do. Like people don't go on social media with wallets in their hand or card in their hand. They're just like scrolling to get free stuff and to get entertainment and to like learn something maybe. That's why they go on social media. So the goal of the nurture is to just make them aware and plant the seed in their mind. That's what a lot of advertising is, just planting the seed in somebody's mind that like, oh, this thing exists. So when I do have a pain point, I might buy it. Like think about Coca-Cola. You see their ads and their billboards all the time. Like they're not telling you, hey, purchase a Coca-Cola right now, fat motherfucker. Like no, they're not telling you to do that. They're just saying like, hey, a Coca-Cola is nice. And if you ever need a refreshing thing, like they're there. And that's the goal. The goal is just to make them aware. And then lastly, you need an actual sale mechanism. After you have made them product aware, you need a sales mechanism. And the sale mechanism for us is a call. That's pretty much the only way that we sell now. We've closed a couple people over the DMs, but even now, like we're optimizing a lot for calls. And this is like the classic way of selling things, which is a sales call or a discovery call. And that's where people actually go from like, oh, I'm interested-ish in this thing to like, oh, I'm actually gonna buy it. This is quite advanced, and I understand like there's a lot of moving parts, but I wanna make something very, very clear, which is that I am not a big fan of on your website directly selling something, simply because it's incredibly unlikely. Like the likelihood that somebody's gonna buy something directly from a website, especially if it's above like $100, skyrockets down. It plummets downward. And the reason why is because like when somebody watches a piece of content, it's a lot harder for them to just be like, oh, this piece of content was good, to like, let me purchase. There's a lot more steps. There's like one more step that needs to come in. And that's what closing is. That's what selling is. Okay. And the goal of sales, the goal of like selling and closing is just to help somebody get over the edge. A good example of this, a really good analogy of sales is not like, don't think of Jordan Belfort, right? And Wolf of Wall Street. Think of like a server at a restaurant. They're simply helping the person make a decision. So if you are ever like finding yourself trying to do sales, always remember like your goal is not necessarily, yo, I'm going to hard sell them and I'm gonna make sure the buyer fucking buys or dies. Like, don't think of it that way. That's probably gonna put you in a hella scarce mindset. What you probably wanna do is just think about it like you're a server. and you're helping them make a decision, or you're just like, maybe I want this or maybe I don't want it, help me make a decision. And then the server kind of comes to it and they're like, oh, or the waiter, and they're like the pasta is like pretty good, but I recommend for your situation, you sound like you want to like optimize for protein intake, let's get you a steak today. And you're like, I bet, thank you, bro. You know, so like that's kind of what like the call is. Having a human there helps make the decision a lot easier. Okay, and a lot of times too, like especially with purchasing something online, like we can have a lot of resistance and a lot of questions, which is very natural. And that's why a website probably can't answer those questions and develop that trust and rapport, but a actual one-to-one call with a human being can. And that's the whole goal of directing people from your page to a call. Now, I do want to note, you could actually just scrap all of this shit. I know that sounds kind of crazy. You could just theoretically put a link in your bio that says like, book a call. And I've seen people do this. So I do want to simplify this concept to you. Instead of thinking about it like, holy shit, how do I start, bro? How do I make all of this? Like, think about it like, what if you just told people to book a call from your Instagram page and then they booked a call? That's level 1, and that's fine. That's actually fine. That's fine. I don't want you to need to think about this in this complex way. The only reason why I have that complex mechanism is because we're driving a ton of views, and also because I've been running this business now for over a year. So like we have a bunch of things in place because we want to be able to like optimize it. Something I really want to note is slow motion is better than no motion. And if you want to get started with an online business, don't think about it like you need to build all 11 steps. You just need to build one, which is the ability to sell something. The way you can either do that is, yes, you can sell through a VSL. Like I've done that too. Like literally just through a landing page. You just have your website and then it directly has the purchase link. That happens. You don't need that either. You can just do like a directly to a call, and that'll teach you about the psychology of sales, where you're gonna hop on a call with somebody, and then they're gonna be like let's say you're selling say you're selling something like really specific, like a software, an AI agent that helps business owners. You're like, oh shoot, I wanna hop on a call and talk to this business owner. It's gonna help you understand, what does a buyer go through? What does like this business owner actually want in their life? As opposed to guessing and just throwing spaghetti onto a website and hoping that the writing on the wall works. You can talk to them. You can ask them a lot of questions. The goal of a sales call is to ask a ton of questions and learn about the person, so you can actually deliver like a product that actually helps them specifically. And that's the whole benefit of having that call there. And yeah, like if you do want to book a call and learn about Content Academy, which is our like program to learn content creation and then start making that into like an income for you, you can book a call in that first link in the description down below. But anyways, I know there's like probably a lot of questions here, and there's two main questions that I want to answer. This next part is directed specifically for the people who are kind of on the fence of like I don't really know about selling something online. First question is like, bro, isn't this kind of scammy and manipulative? Isn't selling like this entire like manipulative process of like taking them from a viewer to the dollar in your pocket kind of manipulative and scammy? And I had that limiting belief too. When I let's take like 10 steps backwards. When I was first starting online business, I had this limiting belief of like, bro, I don't want to be one of those scammers online, basically scams people to make money from them. I saw all these people online, right, who made a shitload of money, but I was like, damn, bro, I don't want to be perceived as like a guru. And I think that's like a very common thing that I hear. To quell any objections, I do want to say learning business has absolutely fucking changed my life. With our business, I've been able to throw events in person for up to like 60, 70 people, 670 people. I've been able to meet such brilliant people, like some of the most cracked people I never would have met as a bummy like high school, college student. Most importantly, I think it's taught me a lot about self-mastery and leadership, all of these tangible skills. And I think that's like the beauty of building your own online business. Even if you're not going to take it to the moon, is it's going to teach you so much. That's what benefit it's provided me. But if you're on the fence because you like have this aversion to selling, you don't want to seem scammy, it's only a scam if you sell a shitty scammy product that doesn't work and you don't care to fix it. Because the thing is, a lot of times when we first launch a product online, it's going to be like mid. It's like literally going to be kind of mid, and you're going to be like, damn, like this ain't no 10 out of 10. Like, bro, I ain't selling Google and Amazon out here. I'm not selling like an iPhone. I'm selling like a Samsung. I'm selling an Oppo phone, whatever fucking Android like shitty phones there are. Like, bro, I'm selling a BlackBerry in 2025 when there's already iPhones out there. And I do want to say, like, one, it's going to teach you a lot more just to like learn these skills anyways. So don't view it as like you have to be perfect on day one. That's not how anything in life works. And two, you only become a scammer if you make something shitty and you don't care about fixing it. And if you even have this concern, that means your head is on the right place. That means that you have what it takes to actually build a beautiful product, and it just takes time. But don't let that fear and imposter syndrome stop you from trying to build something that actually helps people and making that an actual income. That's what a business is. And I want you to understand that like this is one of the like most beautiful things that most beautiful blessings that I've ever had in my life is to embark on this journey of trying to become a business owner. There's a lot of imposter syndrome that you're gonna face. There's a lot of holy shit, am I a bad person? Am I just a money grabber? And you only become that way if you actually don't put in the work to like become better at it, 1% better every single day. Just like any skill in life, like the gym, like content creation, like social media. And if you check our wins channel too in our Discord, where you can see like all the people who are winning every single day. And I do want to note, as cool and as like OP as Content Academy as a product seems today, it was not that case when we first started it. Like it was a kind of meh product. Like our churn was 40%, which basically means 40% of people didn't like our product so much that they left after 1 month. Okay, now it's at 8%. So we've worked a lot on making the product better. Now, obviously we get literally wins every single day. It's only a scam if it doesn't work, okay? And I do want to emphasize like put in the work to improve because it's hard. It's not easy to build a really good product, but it's really rewarding over the long term. Because I don't think there's any more rewarding of a feeling when I know I can do something that helps a lot of people, that I get inherent fulfillment from doing because I like building things, which I'm gonna assume a lot of you watching are. You find inherent joy from building things, making content, making videos, and also I guarantee you're gonna feel that same fulfillment from building a system that continuously helps people, and you get paid for it, and you can make it scale even more, and you can even build careers for other people inside a business. I know it's hard, but it's beautiful. And I think that's what like the essence of being a creator and a creative is to like make things that help people and then like do it at larger scales. I know like there's obviously like shitty business people out there, but like you don't have to be one of them. I want at least Content Academy to be an example that you can do it like the right way. That's one of like the missions that I have personally at Content Academy is like I want to build like an actual good product. I want us to be like a pillar in the space of like information and coaching and communities that's like, oh shit, they're actually good. Like you can actually build like really cool shit. And then maybe other entrepreneurs can see that and be like, you know what, fuck it. Like I want to do something like that. And I want to make something that helps people. I think that's what being a creator is. And I think the same with being an entrepreneur. Okay. Second one is I don't want to be labeled as a course seller. So I hear this one often, right? And like, I will not lie, like being a course seller specifically, it's like one type of business. You can apply marketing funnels to like every single other one, but it's just because like Content Academy is like 50% a course. So a lot of people can see that and be like, man, are you just a course seller, bro? Man, you fucking scammer, bro. And to that, I say the method that I'm kind of teaching you today is what I like to call the ninja funnel. And the ninja funnel, I'm not talking about Fortnite. Ninja funnel basically means like you can basically present yourself as a guy who just gives out free stuff on the front of your marketing, which is just like your social media. On social media, you can present yourself as a person who just gives out free stuff. And then only if they become product aware and they become interested, which happens later down the funnel, to most viewers on social media, they're not going to perceive you as somebody who's directly selling something because your website's not going to directly sell something because there's no link to pay on the website. There's no link to pay on your like Instagram story. The only link to pay happens once they hop on like a call. And that helps you like evade this perception of like, bro's just making content to sell stuff. I'm not gonna lie, it is a mere perception game, right? It's like, it's kind of just an optics thing where like people see that you're selling something and they just like inherently have less trust. That's just normal. And I think it's because like a lot of people on the internet sell like kind of garbage products and it's like normal. That's like part of the game design, right? Is like this human psychology of if you present yourself as a seller, people are just going to be less averse to trusting you. So the ninja funnel, which I've kind of walked through with you guys here, instead of labeling yourself outright, hey, I'm selling a course, I'm selling a course, I'm selling a course, just give out free stuff on the front end. And that's what makes this a little bit more complex, is because everything in this section is free. Everything in the nurture sequence is free. And that's the whole goal. And that's what can make it so your social media can still continue to grow. Your following and your trust can still continue to grow. Your YouTube audience can still continue to grow. Your reputation will continue to grow. And you can still have buyers because it's still behind the scenes. And that's what the beauty of like a ninja funnel is. A ninja funnel is a funnel that hides in plain sight. And still, it's like you guys are still here watching. It's because I'm giving free value. Like in no way do I feel even weird about this. At no point, and I'm like Bye, motherfucker. Like, no, it's just like free. It's like actually free. And I think that's like the best version of like a ninja funnel is like actually free value. So to non-buyers, which is like 80% of the people who watch your stuff anyways, they are just gonna see you giving out free stuff and they're not gonna feel weird about it. Just like pretty much like every good business out there. Let's think of any good like service that you guys use that you guys like actually enjoy using, like YouTube. We are literally on YouTube and Discord right now. 90-something% of people who use both YouTube and Discord are never gonna pay for their like free premium subscription. Does that make us like feel ew and icked out by YouTube and Discord? No, we're just like, yo, thanks YouTube, thanks Discord for giving out free stuff, because they're not looking to scare away the people who could potentially eventually become buyers. They're just letting them in anyways into the ecosystem. And then eventually they could like behind the scenes, maybe once you like get tired as shit of like YouTube ads and you're like, fine, I'll buy YouTube Premium. Or once you actually need to like launch a really cool Discord server, then you could be like, fine, I'll buy Discord Nitro. But you're not thinking about that consciously as you use the platforms because it's just free. So that's the whole goal of a ninja funnel. And I actually think like the best companies in the world use ninja funnels, like YouTube, right? What are some other like platforms, like Instagram even, right? Instagram, like they have Meta Verified, right? Which costs like 15 to like $200 a month, but like 90% of the user base is never gonna see that. YouTube's a great example, okay? Where it's freemium, right? Clash of Clans, Clash Royale. Okay, there we go. Good brain rot examples here. But yeah, only pitch your product to the most invested people. And the beauty is that if they want to, there's this big thing of optionality where if you want the thing, then you can buy it, but you don't have to. And if a buyer and a viewer feels like they're being forced while watching you to buy your thing, it's just gonna feel really weird all around. The next logical question that I wanna answer for you guys is, how do you start? Okay, how do I actually start this online business journey? Because it's like sounds really interesting in theory, but how do I go from like current version of me? I'm just like watching, I'm just like, what is going on here, man? Like, you know, like I'm kind of like picking my nose. I'm not saying you guys are, but maybe one of you guys or one or two of you guys are just kind of like watching, picking your nose, being like, like how do I start? I'm here talking about 100K a month coaching business, but a good 2 years ago, I like pretty much never sold anything online before. Like 4 years ago, I was like dead ass, like a bummy like college student who just like didn't really know what I was gonna do with my life. A lot can change very quickly. I have broken down my own journey into 6 stages to a 100K a month coaching business. Now I've condensed this down to 6 stages, but like you gotta understand, this stage 1 might also take you like a good like year or two. Skill portion is part 1 to building a coaching business. Basically, you don't need a skill if you have a different style of business, but if you want to do a coaching business, you need a skill that you can coach other people. The step 1 that I had to go through was like, I had to build a skill, and that took me like a good like 2 years of learning TikTok. I had to learn how to go viral. So like I literally ran up these accounts on TikTok before I even considered like ever selling like an actual like coaching program to teach how to do content creation, because I ran up all of these accounts. I made like a couple $1,000s doing brand deals for businesses, and that's how I like learned the skill of content creation. That's why I teach content creation, because I spent a lot of time learning it. So number 1 is like build a skill. And I know that's like really weird, like, bro, aren't we here for business and social media advice? Like, yeah, part of running a business and part of being on social media is like, you know, low-key being like a developed human being. Oh, shocker. Like, yes, build skills, learn to be articulate, learn to do things. Some of these things can be like, go do like sales. Like go knock doors, right? If you want to learn sales as a skill, go knock doors. If you want to learn content creation, post 100 videos. If you want to become a fitness coach, go lift weights 100 days in a row. Like learn a skill, and like it doesn't have to be a really complex skill. Like I would say that's number 1. But once you have a somewhat developed skill, and you can consider yourself a decent level of like expertise in that skill, the best coaching businesses, like the least amount of friction you'll have is when you're an actual expert. But let's say you're like pretty expert already. Then next step is to develop your content skill set. And you can do this in tandem with like building your skill set as well. You really want to build a skill of content creation, because I don't think this like coaching business model really works unless you can actually like make content and do it well. The main goal that I have for you is build your content level 1. Like that, your content skill set level 1, if you can do that, that's going to make this entire thing possible. That's going to make all sorts of businesses possible when you just learn the basics of content creation. And I see that as just getting your first 1,000 followers. 1,000 organic just means like you got your followers from like videos that you posted, not like you bought them or something. Like I'm talking about like your first 1,000 true fans, your real followers. And the way that you can actually do this is by building up your basic content strategy and your basic content skills. So the basic content skills that I highly suggest you learn if you want to get into this online business thing and this like online marketing thing is to learn editing. It's to learn scripting. It's to learn hooks. And that's when you can actually learn the basic content strategy. And an example of a basic content strategy that I was giving one of my clients, if you're teaching sales, a basic content strategy can be like showing videos of you taking sales calls, sales call tips, and then showcasing lifestyle videos. That's like a very basic content strategy. But the main thing is you need to learn editing, right? You need to master scripting, you need to master hooks. And that sounds really stupid, like, wait, what? Bro, what? I'm not gonna edit, bro. I'm trying to be a business owner, bro. That's low leverage, bro. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, bro. You have zero understanding of marketing. Like, learn how to edit, at least like to a basic degree. And then we can talk about more advanced shit. Cause I don't know, I meet a lot of business owners and they're kind of like, yo, how do I do this? And it's like, bitch, you skipped 2, 3, and 4 and you're trying to get to 5 and 6. Like, shut up. So learn like the basics of content creation. That's one of the most useful skills you can have in today's day and age, whether you want to start an online business or you literally just want to like build your skill of content creation, because you can literally there's certain opportunities out there that you can literally just get paid to make videos for other businesses, and you get paid like a shitload of money just to like learn the skill of content creation. It's so OP. Okay, and that's what Content Academy does. We like teach that before you actually look to even build your offer, or AKA your product / business. In online business terms, we just call it an offer because it's an offer that you make to your viewers to buy something from you. You want to master like level 1, 2, and 3 of content creation, which I think is getting your first 1,000 followers. And in order to get your first 1,000 followers, you need to understand the basics of content strategy. You need to learn the basics of editing, learn the basics of scripting, and learn the basics of hooks. And if you want to speedrun that, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that in a bit. But after you have mastered the basics of content creation, which will take you probably a good you can probably do it in around 90 days. I would say like the most like realistic timeline for people who've like done it quickly is around 90 days of like mastering content creation to hit their first like 1,000 to 10,000 followers. It takes around 90 days of like effort, and I see that in our Content Academy members, okay, in our like paid program. And once you even do that, then you can start thinking about like offer. Like, okay, now what do I offer these people? I've got 1,000 people watching me. What do I sell them? What do I give them? And that's when you can start thinking about your offer. And I'll explain exactly how to come up with your first ever offer / online business in a second. I am explaining a lot right now, but the main gist is like build your skill of content creation. That's like your level 1 marketing. And then you can think about offer and product. It's weird because usually you think like, wait, let me build the iPhone first before I go out and market it. It's actually kind of the opposite. Like, you want to learn how to market something, so then when you have a product to actually distribute, that's when you can actually start to like make money from it. It's a lot harder when you don't have people already watching you. Next, you want to get to content level 4. And the reason why I say content level 4 is 10,000 organic followers. In order to actually like run a successful business, I think you need to have enough of an understanding where you can essentially make your content systemized. And this is where like the concept of like running a business kind of through your content exists. You need to be able to systemize it, where you have a repeatable format that you can actually do with your videos, and you also have a niche. And usually by 10K organic followers, you'll have a very clear understanding of that, and then you'll have a very clear understanding of how to replicate your content without too much effort. But if you're trying to learn the business side for the first time, and you're trying to learn the content side for the first time, it's gonna be really hard, honestly. It's just gonna be really hard. Like, learn one first. And I highly recommend like always learn the content thing first, because it's gonna make your life 10 times easier to actually learn the offer side, because now you have people to market to. Would you rather try and build like a really cool product but then have nobody to like share it and get feedback from? Or would you rather have a classroom full of people, a lecture hall full of people, and then get feedback? Like, I'd rather get the lecture hall of people to get feedback from, rather than like, oh, I have this thing, anybody want it? Crickets. So that's what makes it easier to build an online business. And then once you have your content in a decent level where you've like systemized it, and now you can start making ideas a lot quicker. So instead of spending 3 hours learning the basics of a video, you can do it in like 30 minutes every single day. That's the point that I've gotten to, and that's how I was able to grow my business to 100K a month, and simultaneously consistently grow my page from 50K to 400,000 followers on Instagram in the past like 21 months. So like January 2024, I was at 50K Instagram followers. This was like while I was in college, while I was starting this online business. And now it's like we've also grown on Instagram too. You can do both, but you need to have like a decent level of like these systems understanding of content. I'm just throwing out buzzwords. Basically, you need to be like good enough at it. You need to understand it so you can like kind of do it with your eyes closed. Do it with half your brain. Like, think about the amount of effort that it takes to like learn CapCut. Like, imagine you're trying to learn offers right now. You're trying to like learn all this complex business stuff, but then you're like, you have to post a video, and now you're just like, you have CapCut open. It's this like complex fucking editing platform. There's like a video here, like a fucking button here, like 10 bajillion buttons here, 10 blah, 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 blah. And you're just like, oh, I hate this. And then you give up. Like, if that's you, it's probably because you're trying to like bite off way more than you can chew. You're not doing it in an orderly fashion. Like, learn the skill set first, okay? Then you can systemize your content. And it's kind of this, you can play this game of like continuously running your content and your business simultaneously. And it just becomes this loop that you have to continuously run. And it's a flywheel. And you can pay people to help you run this thing. That's where hiring comes in. But it's this continuous thing of marketing and then building your product, marketing, building your product, marketing, building your product, marketing, building your product. And it's just over and over and over and over. And the longer that you can run it, the better the business that you build. And yes, doing a daily content challenge is probably one of the best ways to build your skill set of content creation, because it's really hard to build this skill set if you're not doing it every single day. It's like trying to get good at the gym and trying to get into a decent level of fitness, but then you go to the gym once every week and you're next time you show at the gym, you're I forgot what even the workout was. How do I do this? Versus if you're going every single day, even for 30 minutes, you're right, okay, today I'm just gonna do this and I'm gonna be in and out, and I know exactly that I'm feeling like I'm making progress and I'm making it a habit, deep down in the habit center of my brain neurologically, which is I think the basal ganglia. So don't treat content as a once a week thing, because you're never gonna build the habit of it, and then your brain's never gonna get into a creative habit. And the best creators have a creative habit of thinking creatively every single day. Okay, and then lastly, once you have been running this flywheel, which is known as a business for a while now, on repeat, in circles and circles and circles and circles, then you can start introducing these, which are also other circles. You have to understand, YouTube is its own circle, and now you have 2 circles running simultaneously, and that's why it's kind of hard. A lot of people are yo, so I'm gonna systemize my Instagram, and then I'm gonna systemize my YouTube. We're just gonna run it up at the same time, and I'm also gonna have Twitter, and then I'm also gonna have LinkedIn. And it's brother, you haven't even mastered one platform. You're you think you're doing this masterful spinning multiple wheels at the same time, when in reality you're just doing this. You're oh, I'm gonna spin the wheel a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna move it over here, and just gonna turn it a little bit, 15 degrees. Oh wait, let's try to, and let's turn this 10 degrees. Oh, okay, LinkedIn today. Oh, boom. And it's nothing actually runs, because you're not actually doing anything with full effort. And you're not gonna succeed in any platform if you're not putting 100% of your effort into learning it. So that's why learn this first. And my highest recommendation is learn TikTok and Instagram first. If you learn TikTok and Instagram first, it's gonna teach you the basics of retention. It's gonna teach you the basics of filming. It's gonna teach you the basics of editing software. It's gonna make it so you get a very quick feedback loop. And Instagram and TikTok's algorithms will literally tell you if your video was good or bad within a day. YouTube is gonna take a month. And your videos are going to take 10 times longer because they're long. So I would recommend start on TikTok and start on YouTube if you actually want to, or start on Instagram if you actually want to learn content creation. And a lot of people will genuinely, I'll see them as complete beginners, and within 90 days of joining Content Academy, I'll see them getting their first million view video, or getting their first several 100K view video, and then hitting their first 1K, 5K followers. Okay, so focus on the skill of content creation, guys. If you actually want to go from literally zero skill picking your nose to actually building this complex thing, focus on skill of content creation first. Worry about starting your online business after you have mastered the traffic side, aka the content creation side, and you've acquired a skill. So to get from level 1 to level 4 in content creation, I recommend joining the Content Academy. I genuinely think we have the best resources to learn content creation from scratch. And if you want to learn offer creation, you're a little bit more advanced in this journey, you want to learn the ropes of basic online business, read this book by Alex Hormozi. It's not that long. It's 200 pages, maybe not even 200. It might be 100 pages. And they have picture books and stuff. So it's hella easy. You can read that shit being hella low attention span like me. It took me a week to read this because I was a pretty terrible reader. But if you're not at that level of offer creation yet, and you need to learn content creation and get from level 0 to level 1 to level 2 to level 3 to level 4, you learn the basics of scripting, filming, and editing, I highly recommend Content Academy. Because in Content Academy, we've the whole mission that we have is to create the complete community to make content creation a predictable career path for anyone. And to prove it to you, these are literally people who have sent a win into our wins channel in our Discord server in the past 24 hours. You can see this was sent yesterday at 9 p.m. So after 10 days of posting 1 to 2 times a day, Seb, he was literally a lost 15-year-old, not really knowing what he should do. It was a little personal, but I really appreciate him having the honesty here. After getting coaching from all of our coaches, from me, our content coach Prosper, who has 390K followers, and then Sam, he went and got his first video to hit, I think, 50K views. It was his first video that ever popped off, right? After 10 days of posting 1 to 2 times a day and reinforcing that skill set. After that, you can get to people like Keel, right? Who got his first 500K view video in the fashion niche. And he got a good amount of followers from it. And then after you start building up that skill set of content creation, right? This is at the point where you're probably around level 3, then you can start making money from Instagram. And it doesn't have to be from your own business. It can be from things like UGC, from essentially just going to a business and being what if I come inside your business and help you make a video or two every single week or every single day. And that's where you can make your first dollar from content creation. That requires you to have a skill set, because what kind of business is going to pay you if you make a video and it looks like it was made by a 2-year-old? Okay, so like learn the skill of content creation first. That's the whole goal of what we do in Content Academy. We're training you, and then you can get your first dollar from Instagram from getting paid by a brand, right? Or getting even your first client. This is Malte. I know he's in the chat right now, but shout out Malte, bro. He closed a new client from his content, right? And shout out one of our coaches, Gabe, who teaches monetization, because he told him to do a specific type of format, which didn't go viral, but the video alone booked him 2 calls and got him a client. So you can start making your first dollar from content creation. And then there's just people who are absolute like monsters in our community who, like, I remember when Rajan was under 10,000 followers back in like October of last year. Bro, he's at 400,000 followers now. Okay, he's about to pass me, bro. I gotta lock in on my own content, man. Damn. But yeah, like there's absolute monsters in our community who went though and started off in this very first stage of just learning to post your first video, then learning to post your first 7 videos, and then getting your first 50K view video, your first 500K view video, then getting your first like 500,000 followers. Like, damn. I probably skipped a few steps of learning, but that's what we do in Content Academy. And these were all just wins in our community in the past 24 hours. So if you are interested in getting this training to become a goated content creator, make money from brand deals, make money by getting paid by other brands to do UGC, and eventually parlaying that skill set to become a business owner or scale your own business, it really just starts at contentacademy.io/start, and you can apply. We'll only take your call if you are actually qualified to be a member, and there's a few qualifications which you will find in this page. So in the link in the description in this YouTube video, you'll see the first link is a link to apply and book a call. And then you can just book a call with our onboarding specialist to join the best creator community in the world. And that's how you're gonna speedrun your skill set of learning content creation from scratch. And then after you do that, then you can learn offer creation, and then you become this like super cool business owner that gets to make like spinning wheel presentations and pretend like he knows things when in reality, all he's done is make a really simple funnel. And then you get to make really cool diagrams and share them on YouTube and then pretend like you have aura. But hopefully this was not too confusing for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you want to learn more about how to get started with content creation, you can book a call down below, and the website should look like this. First link in the description right down there.